Dear listener, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are listening or watching at this time. My name is Priska, and I would like to invite you onto reflection today. We are reflecting on the miracles of Jesus, God's power and compassion revealed. Every miracle in the Bible tells one story that God's power and compassion never fade. We see seas parted, bread fall from heaven, and prophets raise the dead. In the New Testament, those same miracles come alive again through Jesus, the Son of God, revealing the same power, the same love, and the same faithfulness of our miracle-working God. Miracles are more than just wonders. They are moments when heaven touches earth and God's compassion takes visible form. In the Old Testament, we see seas parted, bread fall from heaven, and prophets raise the dead. The scriptures we are using are from New King James Bible. John 20, verse 30 to 31 reads, "And truly Jesus did many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book. But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing you may have life in his name." The miracles of Jesus were not just acts of power, but signs of his divine nature and the Father's compassion. Each miracle pointed beyond the physical, revealing spiritual truths, restoration, and the fulfillment of God's promises foretold in the Old Testament. Each miracle pointed beyond the physical, revealing spiritual truths, restoration, and the fulfillment of God's promises foretold in the Old Testament. Jesus' miracles demonstrated that the same God who parted the Red Sea, fed Elijah, and healed Naaman is now revealed fully in Christ, God with us. The points are: number 1, miracles reveal God's compassion. Matthew chapter 14 verse 14 reads, "And when Jesus went out, he saw a great multitude, and he was moved with compassion for them, and healed their sick." Jesus' miracles often began with compassion, not performance. Every healing, feeding, or deliverance flowed from a heart of mercy. In the Old Testament, Psalms chapter 145, verse 8 to 9 reads, "The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and great in mercy." This teaches us that God's heart for the hurting has never changed. His compassion is as active now as it was then. Point number 2, miracles confirm God's power and authority. Mark chapter 4 verse 39 reads, "Then he arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, 'Peace, be still.' and the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. This then, therefore, indicates Jesus' authority over nature mirrors God's creative power in Genesis. When Jesus calmed the storm, he revealed himself as Lord over creation, the same voice that spoke the world into being. Therefore, the connection in the Old Testament again from Psalms 107 verse 29 reads, "He calms the storm so that its waves are still." Psalms 107 verse 29 reads, "Are one, the same God who commands the sea in Psalms, speak peace through Jesus in the Gospels." Point number 3. Miracles demonstrate God's provision. Matthew chapter 14 verse 19 to 20 reads, "Then he commanded the multitudes to sit down on the grass, and he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and they all ate and were filled." Therefore, Jesus multiplies bread to meet physical needs and reveal spiritual truth, that he is the bread of life. Old Testament, therefore, according to Exodus chapter 16 verse 4, reads, "Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you." This reveals to us that the same God who provided manna in the wilderness now provides abundantly through his Son physical and spiritual sustenance. Point number 4. Miracle reveals God's power to heal and restore. According to Mark chapter 2 verse 10 to 11 reads, "But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sins, I say to you, arise, take up your bed, and go to your house." Healing miracles revealed not just Jesus' mercy, but his authority to forgive and make people whole, body, soul, and spirit. 2 Kings chapter 5 verse 14 reads, "So he went down and dipped 7 times in the Jordan, and his flesh was restored like the flesh of a little child." This reveals to us that God's desire to heal and restore was foreshadowed in the prophets, fulfilled perfectly in Jesus. Point number 5. Miracles foreshadow salvation and resurrection. John chapter 11 verse 43 to 44 reads, "Now when he had said these things, he cried with a loud voice, 'Lazarus, come forth.'" The raising of Lazarus was a preview of Christ's own resurrection, victory, and death. Old Testament, according to 1 Kings chapter 17 verse 22 reads, "Then the Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came back to him." This teaches us that from Elijah's miracles to Jesus' resurrection, God shows he is Lord of life and the giver of eternal hope. Scriptures that aligns from the Old to the New Testaments for reflection are as follows. Compassion and healing are Psalms 145 verse 8 to 9, and Matthew chapter 14 verse 14. The power over nature, Psalms 107 verse 29, and Mark chapter 4 verse 39. Divine provision, Exodus chapter 16 verse 4 and Matthew chapter 14 verse 19 to 20. Restoration and healing, 2 Kings chapter 5 verse 14 and Mark chapter 2 verse 10 to 11. Resurrection and life, 1 Kings chapter 17 verse 22 and John chapter 11 verse 43 to 44. Deliverance from oppression, Exodus chapter 3 verse 7 to 8 and Luke chapter 4 verse 18. Faith confirmed by signs, Exodus chapter 4 verse 30 to 31 and John chapter 20. Faith confirmed by signs, Exodus chapter 4 verse 30 to 31 and John chapter 20 verse 30 to 31. Reflection thought for today. The miracles of Jesus are more than ancient stories. They are signs of the living God still at work today. From the parting of the Red Sea to the calming of the storm, from the manna to multiplied loaves, from Elijah's prayer to Jesus' resurrection, the message is the same. God's power has not diminished. His compassion has not changed. His presence has never departed. Every miracle then and now points to one truth. With God, nothing will be impossible. According to Luke chapter 1 verse 37. Ask yourself today, where do you need God's miracle working power? Hearing this restores your faith in God, brings awareness to you that God is still the same yesterday, today, and forever. What kind of a miracle are you trusting God for yourself today or for your family? Just believe in faith and receive your miracle today. May you reflect in God, so whatever you need today, healing, provision, peace, or restoration, believe that the same Jesus still works miracles in those who trust Him. Through His Son Jesus Christ, believe again, your miracle may be closer than you think. The same heart that moved Jesus moves God still. He sees, He cares, and He restores. Believe again, your miracle may be closer than you think. Bye-bye. Till next time, this is Priska. I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in today. May God show you His mercy and grant you the miracle that you are for so much looking forward to. Till next time, I would like to say bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and share this message. Thank you. Bye-bye.